2TC is an achievement in Bloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to complete a chimps game using just 2 towers. But what if we can tell you that we can get the 2 Megapops achievement in the same run? So today we're going to be doing these 2 achievements with the Absolute Zero and the Ray of Doom being our 2 Megapops tower. What? You think the Absolute Zero without any support can get the 2 Megapops achievement? Perhaps one day we'll do that. You know, Absolute Zero 2 Megapops. We've picked Resort as our map of choice because this little square here is possibly the best spot in any map in Bloons Tower Defense 6 in the official maps, where you can use the ice tower down and it's able to solo the first few rounds without any assistance or any upgrades for that matter. The other map I can think of is Balance. We have enough money down to put down our Dartling Gunner, and we're going to put you over here so that if there are any chances in which a zebra balloon or a white balloon escapes the square of the ice tower, we'll be able to pop it using our Dartling Gunner. It shouldn't be that too difficult to get 42.5k pops or less with our ice tower here, even though it looks like at the moment it's getting just as many pops as our Dartling Gunner. But trust me, that will change. Also, Cold Snap for both camo issues and lead issues early on, because this particular upgrade used to be called Metal Freeze, where it would only be able to pop lead balloons, but now it can pop both lead balloons and camo balloons. Still nothing when it comes to white balloons, but no, you need super brittle in order to get the normal damage type. I don't even think Icicle Impale has the normal damage type. That just shows how little I use the Icicle Impale on the channel. I think I did a 2 Megapops video on it once, and that was all I touched on the Icicle Impale, and also like the Axis of Ice or something along those lines, where I built all 3 ice towers and get 2 million pops with each of the 3 ice towers consecutively. Or what's the word used when you accumulate? Accumulatively. The problem with our Dartling Gunner is that it cannot pop any of these frozen balloons, which is what the laser cannon will be able to circumvent. But then purple balloons will be a little bit of an issue, even though our ice tower can deal with that. The ice tower, like with most other things going on here, has a pierce issue, and I should have sniped these white towers before we got to the ice tower here, so that we're able to pick these off much easier. Get faster barrel spin, and yeah, it's always better to have the white balloons popped before they get into the radius of the ice tower. Otherwise we have to deal with both frozen balloons and camo balloons, which we cannot pop at all because of the fact that, well, this is blocking the the sharp projectiles here. I mean, we could go to powerful darts with our Dartling Gunner so that we have early shatter damage type, which enables us to pop frozen balloons, but I don't fancy dealing with DDTs with just our Arctic Wind, thank you very much. Which is why you always want to go with the middle cross path. Round 28, our ice tower with Cold Snap is going to be able to deal with the lead balloons early on here. Then once we get to Plasma Accelerator, then our Dartling Gunner will be able to damage lead balloons, but our Plasma Accelerator will still be able to have trouble with purple balloons, which is where Ray of Doom solves that, and it becomes a normal damage type tower. Pop the white balloons, please, thank you. One thing that Dartling Gunners really suffer from is pierce. It feels like their darts only have like 2 pierce or 3 pierce at the very most by default. Also, if it needs a little bit of a buff so that it doesn't completely struggle against camo balloons. I'm thinking along the sense that if you're going to go for, let's say, a Plasma Accelerator, and your Dartling Gunner is your only source of popping camo balloons, then when it comes to camo regrow purples, this thing honestly has a huge struggle when it comes to dealing with that round, because you need to pop the purples down to pinks or something below it, and then upgrade to the Plasma Accelerator before any of the regrow balloons go back to being purple. If a single one of them goes to purple, then you have to restart the round. I just realized I've got the money for laser cannon now, which means our frozen balloon issues are now a game over. But our purple problems have now begun. Is it done, Yuli? No, Comrade Brimley. It has only begun. Those who were born in the 90s will understand what game that particular set of sentences were from, and it is a pretty awesome game. Let's clear the air. Oh, so my nickname for our Dartling Gunner is based off of Red Alert 2 as well. Yes, it's normally spelled with 1 T, but in the game they spell it with 2 T's. It's not something that I made up on the spot or because I'm British and I like tea. T-E-A-T. Well, let's go after Snowstorm. That's going to really help us out when it comes to the round 62 purples, because obviously our laser cannon is not going to be helpful against those uneven things after the purple balloons. Purple balloons are honestly one of the biggest banes in a 2-tower chimps run, because if you have the energy damage type, the fire damage type, or the plasma damage type, unless I said fire, what? Plasma twice, sorry. Fire, energy, and plasma. Any one of those 3 damage types, mainly like plasma and fire because energy absolutely sucks, which is what this thing is, but you can have yourself a really struggling time. Fortified lead balloon is going to take several hits with our ice tower to descale these down. And there we go. Okay, so fortified ceramics, a bit tougher, but they don't have any special properties aside from the fact they need additional hits in order to take their ceramic layer down, unlike its underlings, which takes a single hit to take down their layer. Oh yes, my favorite, round 48. Did I say 47 earlier? I keep mixing up those 2 rounds, for goodness sakes. Round 49, one of the most plentiful rounds before the 50s and the 60s. Definitely before the 70s. I'm looking at you, round 63, round 50. Okay, we've got our money now for the plasma accelerator. We had it quite a while ago, but why not upgrade it later rather than immediately? Because that's a very good thing to do. Okay, so we're 5/42ths of the way from getting 42,000 pots of our ice tower here, but we are, well, nearly halfway through this run. When we get to round 54, we're definitely halfway. I say 54 because we start on round 6, so therefore we are missing out on some key rounds. Was it like between round... I don't even know anymore. I'm a balloons guy, not a math guide. Or a guy. Although I do find maths easier than English, let's just say that. I really struggled with English when I was at school. Like, you either fall in one camp or the other camp, or both if you're born naturally smart, which I feel like some people think are. Like, just get straight A's or A stars in absolutely everything. Or in some parts of the world, it is like an incredibly hostile scenario where if you get anything below 100% score, then, well, you may as well be living on the, I don't know, not in the house anyways. No, but I have heard it in some parts of the world, it's like really strict teaching and parenting where if you don't get the top grades, then you probably won't be able to succeed a lot in life, which I find is just a really cool thing to encounter, really, and really annoying. Like, I'd rather be happy and poorer rather than richer but like more psychologically damaged. Okay, here we go, round 62, the unfun round. In this scenario we have to put our cursor below the Moab over here so that we're able to deal with the Moab still while not being pierced caps by the purples, because that reduces our pierce to 0 with a plasma accelerator. Round 63, using that absolute 0 ability to stall the progress of these ceramics, and it comes back almost immediately. We'll use it on the 3rd wave, and yeah, just goes to show that absolute 0 is a very powerful supportive tower. By the way, this is going to be our supportive tower in this run, and this is going to be the destroyer. If you couldn't catch my wipe out now. If any ceramics get loose in the late game, then our absolute 0 can just stall them in place until destroyed the Moab. So in a way, this is a very good stalling tower even outside of this ability. It's slow aura, slows down balloons, it's freezing, stops balloons in their track as long as they're not a white balloon or a zebra balloon. There's an alternate universe out there where there's only one change ever within the timeline. You're able to buy from both cross-pathing, so you have a 252 absolute 0 and a 522 ray of doom, just like any other. I think actually that could open up some new combinations if you're able to use both cross-paths. So let's say, for example, if you wanted to, I don't know, I'm not even sure like the biggest one could be possible, but able to have like the Bernie stuff on your pop and or have both rapid reload and balloon buster on your balloon incineration. I know there's a mod out there or something like that where it enables all the cross paths to be viable at any given point in time, or even like a 555 water or something along those lines. There's probably a mod out there like that as well. Then again, that would take away some value behind the choice of deciding which cross path you would want to get, because like in any like role-playing game, you fit into a role, so therefore if you have the role of faster fire rate and camera detection, you lose out the role of faster swivel speed and additional pierce, along with the fact that while it was still a Dartling Gunner rather than a laser cannon or above, it is able to change its damage type from sharp to shatter, which is, shatter is the same as sharp, but you're able to pop frozen balloons. The only downside to shatter rather than sharp is that you can't put sharpening stone. Round 75. Just keep on moving that cursor back and forth, back and forth. Fortified ceramics will be a little bit of an issue later on. And there we go. Round 76 freezer. As you can tell, it creates a huge ass effect and stalls all of the regrow ceramics in place, which is bloody brilliant. In the update 44 patch notes of Balloons Tower Event 6, Ninja Kiwi has announced that the next Paragon is going to be the tack shooter. So who is excited for that, along with who is excited for the videos that I do every year or so where we can try and get every single Paragon solo at level 100. Purple balloons, oh good, oh gosh, I don't like them in general. Let's just use the absolute zero ability to freeze everything in place, removing any remaining balloons, purple balloons I mean in particular, something along those lines. I don't know, do I run this channel? Of course I do. If left unchecked, the frozen balloons can come back. We can get a pierce cap, and any surviving balloons which are not frozen can recover their HP, which I'm not a fan of. Frozen balloons, by the way, cannot be regenerated while they're still frozen, so you have to wait until they're thawed out before they can start growing back their layers, which is pretty neat, honestly. Round 80, the first ZOMG of the day. In your turtle form, this is the final form that came in for all the fishes, so now every mob skin has a fish form of sorts. Lobster, pufferfish, DET shark, the bad is a whale, just like a lot of fans of particular games. They are whales, spending a huge amount of money on games and just getting some additional access to stuff, visual stuff, not really beneficial towards anything and anybody aside from the company and the user of said product. Round 82, fortified BFBs along with super fortified ceramics. No thanks, I don't like them. Particularly if they keep following them numerous amounts of times in order to try and get the best results with our plasma accelerator. One combo which I was unsuccessful in trying to pull off, and I know that round 98 and round 99 were going to be absolute bane of me, is the plasma accelerator with the ultra boost. And I was able to get like to round 98 with it, but I just could not fathom a way in order to deal with just everything on the screen. Like, I managed to get both towers to ×10 ultra boost, funny enough, but it's like, there's just so many ceramics. Like, I feel like the ceramics are the hard part of any plasma accelerated 2-tower CHIMPS run, which, by the way, is only possible with Wizard Lord Phoenix as of the time of this recording. At least I think it is, from the index itself. Round 84 is completed. Round 85. Let's see what we can do here. Wait for the second one to spawn, then use the abilities to slow them down. Actually, we could put the beam between these two. They're both taking the maximum amount of damage. And there we go. Freeze those. Take those down to Moabs and ceramics. Deal with one ZOMG at a time here. Take you down. And come on, little ZOMG. You know you can do it. Keep our beam down here, honestly. And round 84. 85, sorry, is secured. I was not far off, okay? Yeah, it takes much more time with the beam under the super fortified ceramics for them to be, well, the super fortified ceramic part to be popped. Yeah, sometimes it feels like it takes just as much time for a ceramic to be popped than a Moab is to be popped under the head of a beam. Which is honestly really annoying. I think it's just a matter of numbers, and it feels like just BS. Logic involved is sometimes just BS. Sometimes you do one thing and it completely fails, and you do exactly the same events and it just succeeds for no given reason. Frozen and laser shock. Quite a combination here. Continuous damage, and slow down. Round 87 is quite easy in this regard. Just keep your beam on whatever targets you want to be popped first. I always like the fastest targets to be popped first because they're the biggest threat at this moment. Take out the ceramics and concentrate on the CMG, and you should be good. Round 89 could actually be a bit of a problem, honestly. Round 88, concentrate on the BFBs. The Moabs we can concentrate on, actually. But I honestly think that we can take out the ceramics here. I don't think we're going to be pierce capped. But round 89 could be a big problem just because the ceramics are twice as tough to try and take down. 25 out of 42 up away to our 42,000 warning goal of at some point the point of no return. But I honestly think we actually have to try in order to get over the limit in which we can to not get 2 Megapops with this, because I honestly think that this just does not have the damage in it. Round 89, freeze for fortified Moab, super fortified ceramics. Why do you exist? You are sometimes the bane of my existence. Not as big of a bane as yellow balloons, but still a big old bane. I was born from the darkness. I was molded in it. I managed to circumvent my fears of yellow balloons while you are still a toddler. And you are still utterly shaken by the presence of a yellow balloon. While I have molded into something in which you cannot even comprehend. I am. Am I going to fail this round? I need to concentrate on those ones. And they should be gone. Okay, I need those to be taken down before we use the ability. There we go. Now that we use the ability, we have these under control. Under control. Come on now. This has been a... No, it hasn't been flawless. We struggled on a particular early round because I didn't have my cursor set to the white balloons early on enough. Round 90. Sometimes the light balloons are not being effective for some odd reason. Even though we have the cursor over them, sometimes they're just not being popped. What is the meaning of this spaghetti? Round 91. Can we afford the Ray of Doom throughout this round, or is it going to be a 92 thing? By the way, once we get the Ray of Doom, this is pretty much game, set, and match. Like, there's nothing in which they can do against us in order to stop our advance. Come on now, come on now, come on now, come on now. We have it in the bag. Ray of Doom, you are now online and will absolutely tear the Moabs into nothingness. Okay, this is really struggling with the zebras. Zebras, however you want to call them. Zebras. I say that it's annoying that there is incredibly strict rules throughout parts of the world, and that's just simply because, well, it feels like you are born with a predicated set of expectations just because somebody else tells you that you have to be this or you have to be that. And that kind of takes away the fundamental properties of pursuing your own kind of career path, because somebody has already pre-decided for you that your career path should be decided, let's say, for example, in gardening. Or you have to be a chef, even if you don't have any kind of passion in cooking or baking or anything along those lines. It's like, no, you have to be this because that is what is put on your genetical DNA constructed by me. So yeah, sometimes little things like that can be pretty annoying. But it's not me. I could say that it's not my problem, but you can at least sympathize with those who unfortunately have to forgo that kind of pressure from their superiors. I say superiors because it covers both parents and or guardians. Luckily, I've never had that kind of like terror to face with. Round 98. Oh my god. But I feel sorry for anybody who does have to undergo that kind of treatment. Fortified DETs, done and dusted. Yeah, 31k. There's no way in which I'm Absolute Zero can get 11k from this round. So this is pretty much a game, set, and match scenario. And freeze them as soon as I'm on the spot. There we go. And there we go, everyone. That is a way in order to get both the 2 tower chimps and the 2 Megapops achievements in a single run. Is this like the most used map that I use for a 2 tower chimp scenario? Yes. But the shaping of it is just an absolute delight for your Dartling Gunner. Like, we've got straight lines. Straight lines are this thing's wet dream. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone, and the Absolute Zero. What an absolute beast when it comes to support, slowing down balloons, freezing balloons, all that jazz. Sometimes you just need that bit of support in order to help out your powerhouse, because your powerhouse can only do so much on its own without a given sort of support. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comment sections below. We are very, very close to 10,000 subscribers. And if you click that subscribe button, we'll be 1 subscriber closer to that goal. And you know what happens when we get to that goal? It is base mortar to Megapops time. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, everyone.